Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Train Man. We're back in TRS, and we're gonna have a good time today building mountains. In particular, though, someone did ask me about building rounded mountains, quote, like the Appalachians. Now, there's a trick to that. It's actually not as hard as you'd think. And what makes it easy is actually building mountains like we're building mountains right now, with the rails. Now, if you remember, most recently I started to put multiple spline points in a piece of rail that I'm using. I need some water. I need some water really badly. What the heck? I started to put multiple spline points in a given rail that we're using to give the mountains a varied slope. Now, it has that effect, but it also has the effect of giving the ability to create curves in your mountain. And so if you wanted to create a hill, it wouldn't be that hard to use some rails with multiple spline points in order to create said hill. You just make a lump, basically, in the rails, and then raise the terrain to the rails. And then you delete the rails, because a mountain covered in rails isn't exactly, normal, realistic. Alright, fixing all the land here. Just getting this out of the way. This is the last area over here that I'm really going to worry about other than in the valley. And I'm not sure what we're going to do with that, if we're going to do that today. If not, I need to figure out what is going opposite Grizzly Peak. That's good. I mean over here. No doubt this will be a culvert. However, you can figure out where the mountain goes. I missed a spot with this water. There we are. Alright. So, where did this river go again? These guys all met. Hold on, I need the map. Oops, I grabbed the wrong map, but that's okay. I'm gonna grab this one now. Here we are. Got the map. Just meet up with the river that's coming down from Caps Junction. Well, I'm not really sure what to do here. We have all this area to work in, and I'm not sure what to do. Alright, so we're probably just going to work on this side today, just so we start moving up the mountain. This can wait. This is kind of a lower priority task, lower priority section. So I'm not entirely sure, and I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do this anyways. Because a sloping river, and those are difficult because you can't slope water. Alright, so... Huh. I need to look around, and I really need to think out what's going to be here. Alright, yeah, okay, I get it. What first thing I need to do is take a plateau bit out here. Larger radius. That's more like it. For the sake of needing an example as well, I'm going to make this a rounded mountain. Way, way too high. Alright, bring that down. Still too high. That's better. So we're going to lay our first bit of terrain track here. What we're going to do, we're going to make this thing rounded. I need to get this piece of paper out of the way. We're going to get this thing rounded. Let's do that. Might have been far too much. It was. Okay. First of all, let's move this back here. And do that. Still way too high. Okay. Oh, that's too low. And it's way off kilter. Let's make this a little bit easier and plateau this area. So we can see what we're doing a little bit easier. Now I understand that building a mountain like this is going to be a lot more tricksy and a lot more finicky than building one the other way, because you're really paying attention to angles and such. Angles and the locations of these spline points in order to keep everything even and good. Locations and heights, I should say. I mean, of course, variation is good, but you don't want to screw it up that too badly. Now, this is the first time I've ever built a rounded mountain, so I apologize for the fact that it's coming out crappy. But this is a proof of concept. This is how you would do it. I need to blend these two bits. One is good and one is not so good. So, also means if you screw up, there's that much more work to fix. To go through and fix. But it does give you a lot more flexibility with how you can fix it. Oops. There we go. It does keep things from being so cut and dry as the other mountains are, especially the Mark IIs. Of course, if you really wanted to round it, you'd have to lower the top, but I didn't really work on that. I worked on rounding the sides here. Hey. Oh. Let's go. But in other news, I'm getting good at this. I know what to do. I know what I'm doing. Sort of. Oh, we had this issue last episode. Alright. Yeah, it's better. Alright, let's add the bits in here. You know what this just reminded me of, and I'm not sure why I never made the comparison earlier. If you guys have ever seen the movie, I mean, I guess if you read the book, but I don't remember the book too well. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's a whole section in Magrathea. Spoilers, sort of, I guess. I don't know how old that movie is. Where they're in the planet building section. You see people... Oops, that was a really bad one. Painting cliffs and filling oceans and things like that. I feel like that. I don't know why I never made the comparison earlier. I'm just trying to get these guys to not look awful. For the sake of geological, I guess, truthiness? Truthfulness? Oops, wrong one. I'm gonna say that this mountain is made out of something different, and I'm gonna paint it differently than the one next to it. Because this one is eroded at a much faster rate than the one next to it. Alright, not doing bad. Let's save. Sync. I'm not actually sure if the syncing is helping. I'm not even going to mention last episode. That was a problem made because of... I forgot that I cleared my throat in the middle of the countdown. And in the audio file, I couldn't tell that it was me clearing my throat. So I just synchronized the episode with that. Bad decision. Whoa! What? No! Thank you. Click on an area to plateau and it lowers it instead. Great, helpful. I'll put 2 spline points on this one because I can. I'm going to lower this one and raise this one. No, I gotta raise this one as well. Actually, I'm gonna move this one out here to give the edge a very steep drop. Reminds me of the of Hawaiian volcanoes, the way this is turning out. Maybe this isn't an Appalachian mountain building tutorial anymore. Maybe it's a Hawaiian volcano building tutorial. Should I get out the red paint? Make some lava. Lava. Who pronounces it lava? I know people do. I don't know who, though. Because they're wrong! Just kidding. I need to get, like, a geologist to tell me how these things are supposed to look. That'd be the right ones to ask, right? Geologists. Yeah, I know, to study rocks. But, like, they're the ones that know how mountains form, right? Right? Seismologist? They're like volcanoes and stuff. Volcanologist? Mountanologist? Trainologist? Okay, maybe not that last one. I just need to mash this over here. Match, not mash. There we go. I'm going to add another piece here. That looks better. Alright. That's how you build your little... Oh. It's like, why aren't they deleting? This is going to be a big, like, crumbly bit. How are we going to put a wall here? As if to show that this area is susceptible to cave... Oops. Did it again. Susceptible to cave-ins. Say this again. Sink. Sink. And I need to plateau this area out so that I can work on it. At least a little bit. Crack open a higher radius. And get a spline point in here. It's coming out not so bad. Oh. Oh dear goodness. Okay, need to plateau this area as well. Should have just done the whole thing before I started working. Need to prepare your workspace. It's like you don't leave your desk cluttered, you don't leave a giant pit in the ground when you're trying to build a mountain. Did anyone tell you that? Didn't your mother ever tell you to not leave a giant hole in the ground when you're trying to build a mountain? Well, no. Well, good, because that would have been weird. Oops, I hit Z. What does Z do? I don't know what any of the hotkeys in this game do. I don't even know what the keys to control the train in driver mode are. I always go in the cab, which is why I hate it when locomotives have bad cabs. Or no cab at all. By the way, speaking of that, the Canadian National Engine 3254, the locomotive of the zombie train, has the wrong cab. It has the very wrong cab. And that's bothering me. But there's nothing I can do about it because I have no idea how to fix it. If I could put even the cab from the Giant Northern on it, that'd be nice. But it has like a narrow gauge steam engine's cab, and you can look out and see a black yellow striped boiler, which I don't even know where that came from. But it's definitely not the right cab, so when I'm filming, I'm probably going to avoid doing in the cab shots. And I'll cut out all the changes I have to make to the speed of the locomotive and everything. I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. Or figure out how to use the... I should bring up a control sheet, or a sheet of controls on my laptop or something, so that I can know how to control the train without going in the cab, if only for a day. You got yourself a relatively rounded mountain. With this random pokey bit. Alright, we'll work on this again later. Rounded mountain did pretty well. We're going to have to finish this guy off as a rounded mountain. And then go back to the old Mark IIIs. Once we get downriver a little ways. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week. Paramount out.